Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
We're back! Welcome to the Capes, another week of the Capes and Lunatics podcast. I am Phil Podcast Perich. Joining me, as always, it is that maniac from New Jersey. It is
Charlie, the Professor SPHR.
And coming to you from Florida, Superman Pow. It is.
Hey y'all, it's Lil Hellfire. Suck it, Tyler!
Damn. Seriously.
And this is a Bizarro shirt, not a backwards. The cameras are reading it backwards. It's a Bizarro shirt.
M1 Bizarro.
Oh my god, that was funny. A couple hours ago on Comedy Central, they played that Seinfeld episode with Bizarro Jerry. Yeah.
Me, I'm so happy.
Inspiration.
They even have the Bizarro statue in the background.
I did like the Bizarro Jerry's.
He says hello when he leaves.
That could have been a whole spinoff, to be honest.
I know. Shouldn't it
Yeah,
be
but it would have had like nice people that people enjoyed watching every week, And that wouldn't have flew.
Hey man, I liked Mad About You.
Oh.
If you get it, you get it. Works on a lot of levels.
Okay, speaking of television, we had to do this 2 weeks ago, and the world had to say goodbye to their grandma. So before we get to the Naomi review, now the world has been saying goodbye to our father. That's right, Bob Saget passed away a few days ago.
Not my father.
Oh,
He'll always be a
Carl Winslow is my TGIF Friday dad. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm just sad he never got to play the raunchy grandfather he was born to play.
Yeah.
Like that's
to his daughters. It's a sad thing, but we have to see the results of the test.
He's it's sad.
He's had his ups
Although
and downs,
my brother
he was on the ups, so it is sad.
Yeah, my brother had made a point about how much the world has changed. Is now, comedians are just dying of old age now, rather than heroin overdoses. So, in that we can say,
Well, everybody's dropping like flies. Sidney Poitier is dropping. Has passed away this week. I'm just like, I guess Bill Cosby might be nuts. He's in that like group of people. I'm just saying. So
no, I get the feeling he's gonna be. I'm just gonna say it's like there's certain people that you're just like, really, they're still alive.
Meanwhile, OJ Simpson is still golfing. That's what I'm saying.
He's living his best life. You leave him alone. You leave OJ alone. He did his time for stealing his prized possessions back from the casino. We just leave OJ alone.
And that's the only bad thing he ever did, huh?
Well, as far as the court,
his son did it. #, fight me. Anyway, that's a whole Patreon episode. Trust me.
All right,
son. I wasn't he like a little
Google
kid?
Google the theory.
Okay, man.
It's like a time.
Well, no, I'm going to be honest with you. That's like one of my biggest sticking points. That's my Columbo bit going there because it's like just one more thing. It's just like I never got the motivation for the crime. It's like something just doesn't. Except it's not because it's the steps involved for
the
crime
older
of passion.
I get, the more the story falls apart. Okay, I was in like I don't know 3rd grade or something like that.
You were Lucas age.
I'm just the thing
Lion
is
King was out. It was the summer of Lion King. That's all I remember.
The thing is that if you're going to have a meticulously planned murder, okay, I'm all about that. This has all the marks of a Columbo style specific murder where just something went wrong, and that's how we're gonna get the one thing that hoists them by their own petard. But the thing is that there was no motivation for that murder. It's like, and then if you're gonna play in, well, no, it was just a crime of passion. Then what's with all this meticulous planning? And he had an alibi and a plan and where he was going to go when he was in the shower for this.
Bro.
None of it makes sense when you start to without him. And maybe there is a motive that they're just not talking about. That's my thing. It's like maybe
Speaking
there's a
of
secret
things
motive.
that don't make sense. Let's talk about Naomi. Only it doesn't make sense if you haven't read the comic books. It was the pilot was very all over the place to get Phil to get us back on track.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's the topic of discussion today, folks.
Yes.
So here's my biggest thing with this. And it's a weird thing because it's one of these things where, like, maybe prior to our current field of life, maybe people in the Midwest, in the DC, they're like, oh, superheroes aren't real. That's just stuff you see on TV. There's no Superman. What are you talking about? That's a comic book, and just the idea that people don't believe in superheroes in the DC universe in the Midwest.
Well, they're all supervillains, to be sure.
Well, but it's like it's weird to me, but at the same time, it does make a lot of sense. Like, for example, in the actual Naomi comic book, there were no Superman deniers in the actual Naomi comic books.
But to go with the climate of the world, well, America at this time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, now I can say, you know what? Yeah, I bet you there would be superhero deniers.
That is the point.
It was a projector.
Remember back in
Blue Beam, baby.
When you think about it, she's right. Those comics came out in the before times, and we are in the after times. So yeah, that's
But what's weird is that there are still comic books for him.
Fox News doesn't believe in Superman.
Which and again, that makes sense in the narrative we have for at least I don't know about the DC comic universe, but definitely the Marvel comic universe, where yes, Stan Lee is licensing the stories of the Fantastic Four to tell in comic book fashion. But it's weird and it's neat. But it does tell me that we're probably not going to get the Powerless tie-in that I was hoping for. Because it's also flyover country. I will die on Powerless's Hill. That was a great show. Canceled.
It's pretty bad when Charlie stands up for Powerless but won't stand up for Inhumans. It's a mad world. It's a bizarre world.
Inhumans was bad, and it should feel bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my biggest thing with this is I feel like, and no shade to Ava DuVernay or whatever and Joe Blankenship, but I feel like they've never read a comic book except for maybe Miles Morales, because I don't know, Naomi's feeling a lot like Miles if he was in the Midwest.
No.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. Like it.
How so?
You know, the skateboard. And, she's a nerd, but she's popular too. And I get the multifaceted thing, but
I get
it's very
feeling,
CW.
I get the feeling popular nerds
and
are
townies
nowadays.
They have beef with you live in a no. That's absolutely not how it works. You hate the military brats, and all the townies stick together. That's how that works.
Well, no, what they were saying was that there were military brats and there were townies.
Yeah,
and that it's like the Sharks and the Jets,
And I just don't
the townies are always there, and the brats come and go with the military.
Yeah, I know. I just don't get that. It's just no.
When you're a townie,
there's other things kids would be arguing about besides being a townie versus a military brat. I'm sorry. Even in the Midwest.
I don't know, man.
There's just a couple things that didn't ring true. Like, okay, we have this whole her adopted family. Like, oh my God, Barry Watson looks like he's 60. That makes me feel so old as a Seventh Heaven fan. Like, so old. He looks like he's 60. No shade to him. But he looked like he was 60 when he was in Gossip Girl like 20 years ago, and being the cool dad with the 15-year-old. So he's not a Wilson brother. They should have got the other Wilson brother. That's all I'm saying. We could have brought that full circle with Stargirl.
I mean, okay. I always think I'm like a impatient viewer, but I'm like, they gave like no answers at this point. I'm like, for people who didn't read the comic book, shouldn't you for something?
We're the Scooby Gang, baby.
I know, but I was like, this thing seems to me. Is it just me, or does this thing? The story seems to be moving slow. Who wrote this thing?
It's slow, but then all over the place with nothing that matters.
I kind of feel like it was
Bendis.
To me, with it, and again, I'm not gonna sit here and defend it, because I did feel, again, not a lot happened. It kind of felt like this
was a pilot.
Yeah, but it felt like a pilot with no exposition. And I think that was the problem.
The pilot, that's what it's there for. And then to retool
exactly.
The
it's
episode,
like, this is...
We're going to be chasing our tail on
it
this
felt
one,
like there was a lot of building. And I just felt like... And honestly, I still don't know why they broke into a used car lot. Because, like, in the original story...
Baby. They were looking for the disc that he sold.
I know, but I didn't understand why the... I got a little distracted by it, and I watched it twice, so it was a little hard to follow.
It's
That's what
the
I'm going to say right
Midwest.
now.
Kids are hooligans. They have nothing better to do. You take away
No,
their
because they were
homes,
supposedly looking. They were looking for something tied to Naomi's story, or why she passed
that
out.
disc that she found in the woods that the used car lotman took from her when they had that fight in the forest. He took.
Okay, so that's. Oh, he took that from her. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that scene. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on in this.
It was weird. The forest. I was like, okay, she's a black girl and she's going into the forest alone, unprovoked. Nope. Her friend had to call her out on it. Oh,
she's a Midwestern black.
It doesn't
girl. They
matter.
do this all the time.
It doesn't matter.
Not everybody lives in Florida, Lilith. Okay.
Oh.
I'm just saying, that's what I call shenanigans. Jill Blankenship is obviously not Maya Brockett-Kill or Ava DuVernay.
Remember
somebody of lacking melanin wrote that scene. That's all I'm saying.
Why? Hey, remember the days we would get an hour pilot and you would get a full origin story and like their first superhero battle?
Yeah, this was a little short.
Battle, kind of.
Well, except that, like, we don't know who's doing what. Because, like, is it like her powers emerging? Yeah. I just, I kind of wanted something more with Superman in this. Because Superman does have a more prominent role in the comic at this point. Because, like, the first time that Superman came was when she was her adoption day. And that was the whole mystery, and they're trying to. It seems like they want to have Superman, but they're also separating it out from Superman.
Well,
and I can't really have him right now because reasons. So,
and I could see not wanting to do him the first episode because they don't want her.
They don't want the Supergirl problem.
Yeah, they don't want her overshadowed by him. Episode 1.
No. But you could at least have him exist.
That's the mystery, though, kids. That's the mystery. And then in the season 1 finale, she meets Superman. And he's like, take down that blog, kid. Take down that blog.
Well, then we got to figure out who exactly... Because that's... So this is my thing. If you have every universe has a Superman. So we have to define all universes by the point of view character. So even though there's a Superman in the Arrowverse, we still call it the Arrowverse. Even though there's a Superman in the Doom Patrol universe, we still call it the Doom Patrol universe. Even though there's a Superman in all these universes, we identify them by that point of view character. So I kind of feel this is setting up a Naomi verse where there is going to be just yet another Superman. There's a lot of people really want it to be Brandon Routh because people want it to be Brandon Routh. Kingdom Come Superman. We'll see who it is. But
out of just sheer necessity, it probably has to be Tyler H. If they ever going to actually do that.
Yeah.
Well,
they're both on HBO Max. They both shoot in the same location. That whole thing, especially with COVID restrictions still being kind of a pain in the butt.
Okay, because that's the thing. I was that was a thing where I was reading. Some people were saying it was in the Arrowverse, and then other people
It's
were saying no,
in
it's
the HBO
not.
Max verse, the same way that Superman and Lois is in the HBO Max verse.
I mean,
But
they
that's in the
It's part
Arrowverse.
of the vigilante production, but you probably won't get the Flash on
Well,
that show.
at this point it doesn't matter because they said season 1 she's not crossing over with anybody. So
Yeah, or season 2 probably. It'll probably take as long as Black Lightning took. If you know, you know.
Oh my.
Yeah, well, but they should. I mean, honestly, but that's the thing.
I
I
don't
think
want
that
her
they
to
should.
cross over, honestly, just like I felt about Black Lightning. They don't need it.
Well, I mean, they jumped the gun too early with Batwoman doing it in season 1. So yeah, I mean, at least season 1.
We were chasing, like I said, we're gonna be chasing our tails.
Oh, by the way, and I don't want to derail this, but what's the deal with there's a Joker on Batwoman now?
Oh God, it's her crazy stepbrother or whatever, and he proclaims he's like the next Joker. That's your he's insane and
Go
he
jump
claims
into a vat of chemicals, then you get to be Joker.
he don't even
There
do
we go.
chemicals. He's basically just insane and he calls himself the next Joker. That's the whole.
Is his
Well, if
name
you're calling yourself
Jerome?
the
Is
next
his last name
Joker-
Velasco? Or like what's going on here?
Yeah.
Is his name
Oh.
Joe Kerr? Like Joseph Kerr?
No,
Yes,
I
Joseph
forget.
Kerr.
That would be funny. Somebody needs to do that.
No, he's just a crazy guy that calls himself the next Joker, and so all the headlines, "This is the new Joker, and he's black." Look, it's like no, just calls himself.
Oh, America's worst nightmare. Yikes!
Yeah. Anyway, but
Well.
that was weird to me because it's like he
You
doesn't
still
even paint
watching
his
Batman?
face.
Bless your heart.
Well,
No, I
Batwoman.
don't watch any of these shows. I just see commercials.
Oh, commercials.
Yeah.
Although
Yes.
I did support Naomi, I did watch it on my DVR with the commercials, and then I did watch it on the CW for the second time with commercials.
I live tweeted it because
Still
that's
had
the
me
new
doing a
live
crossover, so otherwise I would have.
I'm-
And I love my crossover. You should go listen to it over on our Green Lantern podcast on Cape Lunatic Sidekicks.
Green Lantern, Silver Surfer, yeah. Oh my god, no, don't gloss over that. Lilith watched commercials.
You know, the only other CW show I ever did that for was Beauty and the Beast. They needed the views and they needed the commercial money.
I thought you were gonna say Arrow season 1.
You don't actually
No,
have to
hell no.
watch the commercials. You do
No,
know that, right?
I don't fast forward. I went and peed and did whatever I had to do. But point is, I didn't fast forward through the commercials, and I didn't watch it in a pirated version. Was my point that I was making, Charlie?
Fair enough. Because like I barely watch the commercials, but when it's for another show, it's like when they have the ad for the next comic book in the comic book. You say, "Oh, well, what is this?"
So
that
what?
looks interesting.
what
It'll be a disappointment.
So what? They can tell when you fast forward through the commercials.
Actually, yeah. If you watch it on your
Sometimes,
DVR,
yeah.
they can tell.
Oh, okay.
DVR can tell a lot about you, even if you're not a Nielsen family member. So yeah, just something to put in your cap.
Pretty much any piece of technology you use to watch a video, it has a report that it then sends back to Central Command.
No, you're right. Sells your information. That's how that works.
They anonymize it and say this is
Gimme.
Device serial
cares
numbers
who
tied
you
to your
are.
house, tied to your
I know,
cable
yes.
provider.
If
I
someone
knew all that, but I didn't know they did.
I won't get into it, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you can do. It's like Bitcoin. You can reverse engineer a counterfeit Bitcoin, but it's really hard. And what's the point? You can mine Bitcoin for the amount of energy you're going to put into your counterfeit Bitcoin. That's the idea. Is that it would be cheaper just to buy a Bitcoin than to counterfeit a Bitcoin.
Not
in
quite
theory.
quite
All I got is time and money, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
There's a drop.
That's the thing. But the idea is that, anything you do on any kind of electronical device that is tied to any kind of internet connection, which is everything, is going to... The only thing that you will not know if you fast forward the commercials is a VHS cassette. And then you're golden.
And then you just get your ears blown out. Coming to theaters. Kids today don't know. They don't understand.
Yes, but anyway, I meant recording on your VHS recorder from the television.
Bring back Betamax. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my!
I was so excited they gave me like a bunch of VHS tapes for free, at the comic book store the other day, so I was so happy.
Wait, what?
Oh, I mentioned it in full stream ahead, but yeah, when I was at the comic book store, because they have all the they have these. They have all these. Well, you put it online. I assume you saw. By the way, that's fine. I assume you're meticulous about these things, Philip. But yeah, so I got Ice Pirates. I got the Stallone Judge Dredd. That's why I asked about that. I got Time Bandits, and what was the other one? From Dusk Till Dawn.
On VHS, nice.
Yes, because they get the VHSs and they're like.
Because that's how Quentin Tarantino movies look anyway. So watching it on VHS, it's a whole experience.
That's a Robert Rodriguez movie. Thank you very much.
Tarantino's
He wrote the script.
He's in it.
Yeah. He wrote the script and he's in it. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie. Sorry,
it's one of my. But it is one of my favorite films.
Hey, be cool, everybody. Be cool.
It's got George Clooney.
Hey, if you can find a better deal.
Yeah. But no, that's a great film. So I got those on VH, and I even set up the TV so now it does have a 3. So one of the projects, including making a Five Nights at Freddy's mask with my son this weekend, is we're going to hook up the old VHS player to the new TV so we can watch those films.
So cute. But I'm very worried about the leadership of this show. It's very curious that they only made Brian Michael Bendis a producer, and I didn't see name anywhere to really be seen either. So
who? David Walker?
Yeah.
David Walker on the phone.
I was a little. I mean, I'm sure something. It
is what it is. But I was just very surprised because they did so much for that Wonder imprint and basically kept that whole thing afloat for as long as it was. The least you could do.
Yeah. Well, DC is DC.
That's how you're going to treat David F. I don't care about Bendis, but that's how you're going to treat David F. Walker. Are you out of your mind?
Well, if you want to add more fuel to the fire, I did email Mr. David Walker this week to ask if he wanted to come on tonight, and I got no response back. So,
well, he may also be getting a lot of.
Well, yeah, he's probably busy with Bitterroot and all that stuff too. But
yeah,
I just find it curious, and I just really don't care for Jill Blankenship's leadership after Supergirl. She absolutely tanked that show, so I'm just very apprehensive. I feel like they should have got Myra Barker killed from Black Lightning. That's just kind of my personal preference. Everything about her, the main character's characterization is just so on the nose, so Felicity, and I just want to get away from the Felicity model of female characters and anything that Greg Berlanti's tied to. Everybody has to be Felicity in one way, shape, or another. It's very annoying.
Wait, are you talking about Felicity Smoke? Or are you talking about Felicity the TV series?
Felicity Smoke. But you know what? Carrie Russell's Felicity can get it too.
Yeah.
You know, that's gorgeous.
This is how old I am. My Felicity, it's always Carrie Russell. So
she's problematic too. Don't get me started on that J.J. Abrams. Don't you get me started.
Whoa.
But here's what I'll say. At least in her defense, she is supposed to be a superhero. Although I kind of felt like
I'm curious about the mystery and how they're going to pull that off. I really could do without her Scooby Gang. I feel like her Scooby Gang's too big, and I hope some of them die. So that there's stakes to
there is a very large Scooby Gang.
You're not Stargirl.
It's the CW, though.
So what are we doing?
Yeah, but I feel like in the book, it's just her and the girl.
But CW, it's CW. They love their
casting. I know it, and that's where all our money goes. It's no, focus, bring it in. She's got 2 parents. 2. We don't need 2. We don't do 2 parents in DC.
Well, no, she has 2 parents in the book too. She has 2 parents in the book.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's the other thing is I don't know who the 4th guy is, unless that's the guy, the warlord from the other world, which is what I thought. But then he owns a used car lot here. That's because the guy, the Hawkman guy is supposed to run the.
They're gonna tweak it, and I just haven't figured out how they're gonna tweak it exactly. But it's not gonna be
I'm
shot for shot, beat for beat. So
no, I understand that, but I'm a little.
And I felt like it was a little too on the nose if he is the warlord because they played some kind of jungle music when he was first introduced. It just everything just kind of that pilot just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. If I'm being honest, everything was
one thing about him struck me as that he's the warlord here who's come here to confront her, which I was fine with until it's except it says used car lot. So because that's what I got from all of the interactions. It's like, oh yeah, he's the guy who
Like they
has
keep
the car lot.
foreshadowing it so heavily, they might as well just drop the anvil on my damn head.
I just
And
little.
then
It's a
the
little
interaction
confusing.
with the angel guy is so creepy. It's like I don't like all these looks and stares, bro. I don't like it.
Archangel? No,
Yeah.
no, you said
Well,
she
you
has
mean-
two.
Archangel
Hawk
would
guy.
kill for those wings.
Yeah, the Hawk guy.
Yeah.
We
Well,
know
he's
how
a
we feel
Hawk
about
guy. Yeah,
Hawk
he's one of
people.
the Theragarians or whatever they're called.
Yo, bro, Hawk guy.
No,
Now,
but,
where's
so
Doug?
here's the thing. First off, and I hate when he's wearing a tank and the wings aren't under there. That really bugs me. I don't know if that's just a normal thing they do now, that the wings just come out. Like I don't know. To me, the wings should always be there. Like you just have wings. Maybe you fold them up. Maybe you hide them in some way. Maybe they're collapsible.
Here's an advanced.
But if you're
Squirrel girl.
string.
She's got a bodacious butt.
Well, yeah,
That's
well,
all.
no. When she shoves it into her pants, then she's
Whoa!
there's a whole scene about
How
that.
does Archangel hide his wings? I forget. Sometimes they're always there, and then sometimes they try to pretend like he hides them.
But when he has his organic wings, there's a whole thing where they do fold up nicely.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that's what it is.
Or even back in the day, he wore like a little thing under his shirt.
Yeah, he wore a brace. He wore a brace to hide them. That was the thing. And I can accept that. But when you're sitting there in the tank top and
You didn't see it from behind. You only saw it from the front. Hey-o.
But he's got feathers sticking out of there? I don't know.
It's DC. They're very lazy. And you remember, people can't tell people's faces apart in the DC universe. You get away with a lot in the DC universe.
Well, no one can. I mean,
Of
comic
course
books,
it's
Face
everyone
blind.
looks
It's
like
like a sickness is, face blindness.
I know they don't.
Unobservant.
it's because it's a two-dimensional medium. And
Lois Lane's not really that great of a reporter.
Hey.
She just has a little bit of common sense. That's it.
And
That's what
none
makes her the great reporter.
And none of them recognized her that first half of the episode because she was wearing glasses.
Well, she doesn't even need glasses, but maybe she
No, they
does.
recognize
What
her
did
as
the
Naomi because
parents know?
Naomi wears glasses. You see.
Yeah, exactly.
No, well, I thought it wasn't the point of the glasses to kind of blunt her powers, because once she took them glasses off, she's like, man, I can see across the room, and I can read that. And
Wow,
It's like that Seinfeld episode where Jerry puts on the glasses.
it's weird. I mean, it's weird on a lot of levels. I don't know why they would be hiding.
They've been
I mean,
feeding her
that's the
leg
thing.
her whole life.
well, again, they're pulling a Man of Steel. Jonathan Kent's trying to hide his son. Oh yeah, you should have let this bus full of kids die.
Well, I don't. Except they don't. She doesn't even know she's. That's the thing is they don't
What
know
do the parents know? When did they know it?
Well, that's the bad choice. They didn't give her a choice. They were just like,
Yeah. Well, if I recall
That's how you
correctly,
get. What is that terrible Superman pastiche? Brightburn. That's how you get Brightburn.
if I remember correctly from the books, one of her parents is. Wait, was one of them an Earthbound agent of Spiral, and the other, or were they both one was I remember that the.
Well, her dad's in the military, so that's not going to be any good.
Well, no, but her dad was. You know what? Okay, now I'm remembering it. So it was the Thanagarians versus some other group of fellows in the DC universe. They were having the big old fight, and they get an enemy mine thing with the mom and the dad, if I recall correctly, and then poor old other Theragarian who was like, "Oh, I thought I was going to be the best friend, and then one day we could." Be something more, and it's no, not really, but that's okay.
We did get somebody
Yeah.
wings, so could be Thanagarians.
I think that was something. I think
we had
that's
a ban
what
on
it is.
them on live action, though. I don't know.
As long
Wow.
as we
After
can
that
get-
whole Legends thing, I thought we had a ban on it.
if we can make
But-
I guess it's whoever can make the wings look good, you get to use the Hawk people.
Well,
They look
I
okay.
guess they look okay. Yeah.
Well, they look-
If you preface it with, well, on a CW budget, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you have to
Well,
preface
for the
it.
one scene we got wings. We got
Compare
one
that to
scene.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, that was a simpler time.
That was a learning season. Well, the first 2 seasons were learning seasons. Then we just got rid of everything that didn't work and pretend like it never happened. It's fine.
And
We're
then they
time
learned their
bandits
lesson.
now. We're time bandits, baby.
Smoked and Juby. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
And
too.
Lilith, you said she has 2 parents. This is only the first episode. Who says both those parents make it out of season 1 alive?
I mean, it took what season 2 or 3 of Arrow for him to lose his mom. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Barry's
Yeah,
dad.
I mean, I guess if they're going to completely trash the entire canon
I'm
of
not
the
trashing
character.
it. I have hope for it. I like the soundtrack.
No, but I'm
even though
just
it's a little
saying,
too
like,
on the nose again.
like what they.
Again,
and I-
see,
We
again,
know about
I wish I-
icon living. Come on, you can't just. Oh, never mind. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand.
yeah, Whitey, you want to get it.
It's not even that. It's not even that. Just
No, it's.
You old man, you want to get it.
again,
I am an old
too
man.
on the nose.
I know so much.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it felt.
Hey man, he's from Detroit. You suck at Philadelphia, Philly.
Yeah, it felt rushed. I think they could have done it a little bit
Tampa.
better, but I don't know how. That's the thing. It's like I don't know how they could have done it better. You know, and that's the thing. I actually enjoyed it. I liked what we're getting, probably because I read the book, so I know that.
Like,
Certain
yeah, you have to
things
take it
are
into the
leading to
context
more.
of if you hadn't read the comic book, would you actually still be interested?
Yeah, would it still have your interest if you didn't know what was going
No,
on?
I mean, I guess that's well. See that I guess that's the flip side to it. So, if I had never read the comics, I know something's going on, and so that she's blacking out when Superman's flying over, that she's having these bad reactions to superpowers. All these things would tell me, oh, something weird's going on. And maybe that does pique my interest. So I'm not going to say it wouldn't pique your interest if you hadn't read the comics. I'm saying that as someone who read the comics, it piques my interest, but I do find myself, and I guess that's sort of my thing on this, is that because I have read the comics, I find myself in these occasional nerdy moments like, well, that's not what they did in the comics. And, you know, it's just, well, I don't think that's what those characters would have done, and I don't think that's characters even in this story.
Yeah,
I don't remember them ever going to a comic book shop in the first issue. That's all I'm going to say. That completely pulled me out of the whole thing. Because, again, it was this whole question of, is Superman real?
Yeah, that's
Which
the
to
big
me
thing
is-
that threw me too. And I'm just like, the hell?
Bazinga.
Yeah. And again, like I said, I
And
can
then you actually see
understand.
them, and now they're denying it and talking about projectors and jetpacks. And I'm like, okay, y'all real dumb. Real dumb. Okay. There's something in
'cause
the
he
water.
lifted a car.
I guess they're trying to play it as a like a very real world. Because if that happened today, wouldn't the first thing you'd be like, oh wait, it's like jetpacks or yeah.
I mean, me, I'd be like, that's Project Bluebeam. You're not, you know, that's me. But
I meant a normal person.
exactly. So I couldn't tell you what a normal person
I mean,
would do. They've
You
been
know,
hidden
when
this
you
whole
Department
time.
of Truth, there's a whole thing about that. But anyway, what I will say is, so, and this is the thing, because this is also in the modern world where there is an interconnected universe.
And she has
of
a
people who
blog.
can-
Everyone,
I think those are still things. I think that's still a thing.
everyone has
I think
blogs
people-
and websites.
She should be a TikTok superstar where she niched down to Superman. Okay, that's how that would work.
I don't know what a
Look.
TikTok is, but that's okay.
Well, she's 16 in 2022.
Yeah, she probably knows what
everybody has a
TikTok is.
I have a clock.
TikTok
I'm
has
just
apps on
saying.
TV. People know what TikTok is.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know. I know.
no.
I mean, I know what a TikTok is. My kids love the TikTok. You don't like the TikTok?
Like a
Oh,
website.
TikTok's
Like, you
old,
just call it
Tristan.
a website, not even a blog. They actually called it a website.
No, I'm sorry. I've been informed TikTok's for old people now. So,
Oh!
That's fine. We took it from the Gen Z,
Oh, you and
just like the people before us took Facebook from us. That's just how the world works with social media. I don't care.
no. Okay, so Tristan is prefacing it that people do like TikTok. It's not his thing, but there are
Oh,
many
no.
young people who still like the TikTok. So don't
Lilith,
feel bad, Lilith.
I don't care. I wish all of Gen Z would get off of TikTok. It would make it a better app.
Oh no, Lilith, the
I
crossover
don't
when they
care.
eventually do it, she's going to be listening to the Iris West podcast.
You shut your filthy mouth. That's the last show I want them to cross over with.
Podcasts are the future, Phil. That's what I say.
Yeah, they're the future, but it ain't gonna be an Iris West podcast. I bet you she's got like 100 listeners. That's it. It's everybody that works at Star Labs. There.
Yeah, we
said
got
it.
Oh, it's the cast the Arrow, so 100.
That's about 100 people, the Arrowverse. But anyway, I'm still interested. I'm intrigued. I want to see what. I hope the second episode is better.
No, it's good. I just wish they would have, got a little further in that first episode.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like we need to bring back like the post-credit scene that the Flash used to have in the first 2 seasons for this show because there's so many answers and it's a mystery. Like it just feels natural.
Yeah,
and it's also very Marvel.
Tease at the end of this.
They needed a little more breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah. I mean, there are a bunch of kids that I don't know acting, so I can't really talk to that. I'll have to give that 3 episodes to really see how that gels. But
and again,
I literally only know Barry Watson. That's the only person I know in this show.
Well, I never know anyone, but it's just too many people in the friend group, and I think that's
somebody's got to go. Like
back in my day, heroes didn't have friends.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be weird here.
You had Lana. That was it.
I gotta say, she's got like at least 6 friends.
You hit on the secretary.
And when you added in all my
and she's dated all of them. No shade. I don't like the hypersexualization of that either, but I won't get into it.
That's a little weird too. It's, I don't know. Maybe I'm old. I think kids should be more awkward.
It's just so many things that they could use a better team about. Like I don't know. At the end of the day, it's 2022. This feels like it's from 2012. This show feels like it's from 2012. That's all.
It's just weird. And it was just weird that Dad's like, "Oh, which one are you interested in? Which one?" It's like kind of like, "Which one are you doing?" It's like.
Yeah, well, although
I mean, it's good to have an interest in your children to know what they're doing.
And it is a common trope. It's a common cringe trope to have your parents be way too okay with your sexual adventures. It's that is a common. It's a cringe trope to have.
It's gentle parenting. See.
I can see where it goes off the rails.
Naomi, we need to have a talk.
You know how duck penises work, right? Oh my.
Do not speak
Okay, let's get to comic books. Enough of that. I think that if you like comic books, DC Comics books specifically, and you're still invested in the Arrowverse ecosphere, check it out. Even if you're not, it's something new, something different on just normal broadcast television. You don't have to have HBO Max or Disney Plus for. So in and of that of itself should be just worth a look. Stream it on CW or record it on your DVR and watch the commercials.
Hopefully,
if you're watching this, or you're listening to this, like the second episode is out, watch the first 2 episodes together. It might make more sense.
Wait, what?
If they're listening to this, as a podcast, by the time this drops, the second episode will probably be out, or will almost be out.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah,
and then they can watch both episodes.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it won't be out yet, but
I usually give a CW show 3 episodes, just in general.
Yeah. That's all I was gonna say. Yeah, give it a yeah.
Although I will say that the original OGs, Flash and Arrow, had me at hello. They had me at hello. This show does not have me at hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, comic books.
It's trying to pull that off. But anyway, okay, so you want to hear about my indie book, which I think does tie in, or my DC book, which also ties in.
Have at it, whatever you want, buddy.
Well, let's talk about my indie book of the week, Department of Truth, issue 15. Hey, it's been going for a year and a quarter already. Issue 15 of Department of Truth. Because this is very much about how people don't want to believe in things, but as soon as they start believing in them, they get this expectation of strangeness. And like once you witness something that breaks reality, then reality just starts to break and break and break and break and become exponential. This is done in a very interesting format. Again, if you like neat art and neat storytelling formats, this is always like it's a bunch of art page, text page, art page, text page throughout it. And it's basically discussing the Mothman incident after the Silver Lake Bridge collapse, which was engineered by the Department of Truth. It is revealed, but that it was not related to the Mothman they later catch. And the big reveal, okay, so spoilers, stop right now. If you're going to read this, I want to be spoiled for this book. At the very, very end, after they catch the Mothman, which was years ago, Doc Haynes says, and that was the last time I saw Lee Harvey Oswald. We've been seeing Lee Harvey Oswald this whole time! Oh!
If you're here, who's driving the bus?
It's crazy, man. Department of Truth once again delivers. This is one of the best indie books you are not reading, or maybe you are, and that's why they keep on making them. But this is just such crazy. I mean, you know, they say Doom is an unadaptable novel. This is an unadaptable film. Or unadaptable comic book. I don't know how you could ever convey this in a film, but I want someone to try, because I think it would be awesome, because this is just such brilliant work. The artwork, especially in this issue, this is like illuminated monk scripts that we're looking at here. You know, this guy, was it Endured Cold is his name? He's the first Man in Black. Oh my gosh. And then how his existence feeds into other Men in Black's existences, even when it's the actual Department of Truth. Oh, it is just brilliant and beautiful. Kids, do yourself a favor. Pick up Department of Truth. You will not be sorry.
Because it was, bitches.
Lilith?
Let's go talk Spider-Woman, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Number 18, since you mentioned it over on the podcast the other night.
For a full episode of that, check out part 3 on To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast, episode 20. You're welcome, Ray.
It's like, what did Spider-Woman ever do to Wilson Fisk? That's what I want to know.
Well, he's taking everybody down.
It's like, this is where you might have messed up, bub.
Are we going to do like the whole, are they going to team up to like mind wipe Fisk now? Because yeah, he seems to know, like he knows Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman, so he seems to know.
Somebody's getting the Purple Men's children.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is, was that like a secret up until this point?
What, Jessica?
Is that like knowing that Steve Rogers is Captain America? It's like, yes, I know. That's on my business card. It's like,
beyond the superhero community, I don't know if anyone. I don't think anyone knew.
It's always a problem when the villain knows. That's all.
Yeah, but did she flash about, hey, I used to be Spider-Woman when she was doing that though?
I don't know. It might have come up in conversation, you know.
Oh,
it's the kind of thing that, and especially when she was depowered for a while, that it's just like it would be the kind of things that wind up in Wikipedias, you know. It's like, yeah, you know, Jessica Drew, she used to be Spider-Man, then she got her powers back, now she's Spider-Woman again.
I just thought that the action was super good, though. Like, that's my favorite thing about this issue. The action was so good.
Oh, yeah, and Carla does those deep dives on characters. I mean, it starts off with her fighting the Serpent Society.
Oh, yeah. They're back!
You gotta love a criminal organization based around, hey, we all have kind of similar themed costumes. Well, what I love about that is that it's not like they like formed the Serpent Society and everyone had to pick a snake thing. They just were like, hey, we're all snake themed villains. Why don't we become an organization?
And we will have great.
Just like,
We have great success.
Snake jazz.
Yeah,
That's a Ricky
I'm
and
just
Morty.
saying. It just. Yeah, I know. It's odd to me that it wasn't like it's like when the Joker makes everyone dress up as like a clown, you get it. But it's like, what if
You know
there
what
were
you
like
signed up
10
for.
clown themed? If there were like just like a dozen clown themed supervillains, you know what? We should all just be like a group of clown supervillains. We should be the
We'll
clowns
be
of
the insane
crime.
clown posse.
There you go. It's like
Sorry, you just set it up.
it
I
would
thought
make.
you were just.
Well, I mean, I'm always going there. I'm always trying to get it back to ICP. The FBI was wrong. They're not a criminal organization. They're a bunch of kids who like to paint their faces and spray each other with Faygo.
Lilith, do we dare spoil the end of this issue?
Go ahead, do it.
Well, Fisk has someone gets someone on Jessica Drew's tail. Who is it, Charlie? Yes, sir. Who is it from
Morgan
her past?
Le Fay.
Oh no! The Skrull Queen. Norman Osborn had her. No, Norman Osborn had her locked up
In comic
somewhere.
books, no one's ever really dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
because he shot her in the head. I guess. Yeah.
She shapeshifted her brain.
He
must have faked it.
Which I understand as a premise, but then she just stayed dead until I'm going to lock you up.
She plotted for revenge.
Cool. Well, no, Fisk says Osborn had her locked up somewhere, so.
Doing God knows what.
Oh, God. Come on, be quick, Stacy now. Oh, and
sometimes
you
I
better
think
get that out of your system for when we talk to Jerry Conway.
Oh, I know. And hey, Marvel, thank you for the free advertisement.
What is that?
Next time, the devil you know.
Oh yes. What I'll say is
Lilith, and after Ray does his episode on this, what's the next part? The devil you know, episode 28. Yes.
Perfect. I love when a plan comes together. We played the long game.
Thank you, Carla.
It's finally working out.
Thank you, Carla. I knew that email from Ray would get to you.
I mean, cool. I mean, I do love Jessica Drew. I've loved her back when she was a cartoon character, and I loved her when she was a super evolved spider. I'm still mad that James Howlett is not a super evolved Wolverine, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's like a weird. I don't think a weird thing was that in the 70s, first Wolverine was going to be a mutated Wolverine, and then Jessica Drew is going to be a mutated spider.
A super evolved Wolverine and a super evolved spider. Yes, that was the idea.
That's why he's only 5'4".
Yeah, well, because the idea is that all things are evolving to be human because humans are the perfect creations. Said by a human who did this. Yeah, I know. Well, it shows the limitation of vision. That's, that is.
I think I gotta take a drink on that one. Ooh.
That's the great thing from Vampire Lestat and the Great Master.
Don't you judge me.
Where he says, why can my vision not be greater than mortal men? It's because you're still a mortal man and your vision is for nothing. It's like the best you can imagine is just this little thing. It's like, but it would be a really cool human being. It's like, yes, that's all you can think of is yourself as a human being. You can't even imagine being, one with the Shapeshifter Collective or anything, Whatever they call that thing.
Oh, poor Philly.
So,
what's your pick, buddy?
Yeah, give us a book, Phil.
Who wants to talk about a indie book?
I love indie books.
Yeah,
they're my favorite.
An indie book?
Lilith, you didn't read Scorched #1 this week?
Oh yeah. You know what? It's kind of like Archie Comics at this point because he's out selling DC and Marvel. That I just sometimes I like to throw shade when I can throw shade. It's a favorite pass.
What is this?
Yeah, that was a good book.
It's basically it's basically all the Spawns except for Al Simmons teaming up.
It's the Spawn family having a picnic.
Basically, we don't have to listen to that old man.
So
It's
okay,
basically
so
like when Bruce goes out of town, what the Robins do.
So all the Spawn are the Scorched.
Yes, except for
Correct?
Al.
Because they have
Yes.
scorched souls.
Well, they've gone to the bad place. So
You know, you
At
got
least they
badass.
know it's the bad place. At least it's not the
Yeah,
bad
well, yeah.
place pretending
You
to
know
be the good place.
You know, you're a gunslinger when you can smoke a cigarette through your mask.
well, yeah,
can do that.
It's to
Burn
be
your
fair. Well, actually, I mean, even if
Depends
it
on the
was just like
mask.
but just
That's
a
like
normal
a
nylon
Rorschach
mask.
all day. Yeah.
Yeah, you can breathe through a nylon mask. That's how Spider-Man breathes, Phil.
I know. Well, air is a little, it's, putting an actual cigarette here.
Now that might catch
It's
on
like-
fire.
I did it in
But
hell.
you're already
because
dead,
it's
so
not
you can-
fire; it's just smoke coming in. It's going to leave a tar stain. So if they have a little tar, but also I don't think any of these, because they have been to heck and back, I don't think any of them have like real physical realities about their bodies.
Well, and
So-
again, too, it's not like cloth; it's like a symbiote. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like they got to sew that up in the morning. It's like you ever see Spawn washing his costume. You know, it's like,
You're in trouble if
man.
you see that. That means you made it to the bad place because that is nightmare fuel.
But yeah, I mean, it's basically them freeing these Russian women, and then at the end they get surrounded by this army, and Al Simmons is like, if they can't help themselves, they're of no use to me.
Oh, Al, he's such a drama queen.
Can he just
Like,
stop being
honestly.
after 325 issues? Can he just lighten up a little bit?
Never.
Wait, so-
never.
But these are all like magical monster beings, right?
Well, yeah, they're all spawns.
And they're
Yeah.
going up against an army of humans. That doesn't sound like a fair fight.
Hey man, us in the
Tanks,
flesh
man.
are demons' worst nightmares. Quiet as it's kept.
I guess we'll see what they can do against tanks and heavy artillery, Charlie out there.
Well, I guess I just have to avoid
It's just
getting
an
shot.
excuse for 15 pages they fought and it was gruesome and it was grotesque. And our fans
Yeah. Gruesome and grotesque.
I mean that's the premise of Spawn.
No, the premise of Spawn is Todd McFarlane.
We need the money, gimme.
Touche.
He's
sir.
got Santa.
Oh,
Let the man make his toys at the North Pole.
oh my!
Do you want to give a quick shout out to last week's book, Star Squadron, number 2 of 6?
Already?
No, you guys mentioned it. I just read it. It's because I just got it, so I just finished reading it.
Oh, okay.
Minuteman is basically Nuke, but he got cut off from his Reds, so that's that premise. And then he has to buy them on the black market, but they only last 45 seconds.
Hey-oh.
Which nearly gets him killed, and then it's cool. I don't know what they're doing with the Power Girl in this, because they've made her like kind of evil. So I get the feeling there's going to be like a mind control subplot by the end of this.
My eyes are up here.
Oh no! Now she wears a suit. You see.
Oh, that's
Now
why she's evil. She's not showing the boobs. She's evil.
She got her
She's
hair
letting the
cut
evil
short.
out.
She's wearing a power suit. She's wearing the shoulder pad. She's like up here.
Oh, she took it back to the 80s. Good for her. Be comfortable.
She took it back to
Be
the
free.
80s. Yeah, see? There she is there. And she's like undercutting Red Tornado the whole time. So we knew this since the beginning, but Minuteman, he's having a hard time. Like I said, he's Nuke, but he gets superpowers for a minute when he takes a Miraclo pill. And but then the government cut them off. And so he can't be miraculous for 1 minute a day anymore. And we see here's where Power Girl makes her move. Turning all of the other heroes at heroes for you against Red Tornado. We also do the Hench app. Something that I think Marvel did like back like in Ant-Man 5 years ago, the Hench app. So yeah. I like it. It's fun. It's a nice scene where Plastic Man has to escort the creator of Hench to to LexCorp for Lex to be the venture capital for the Hench app, which is for supervillains, but they have a really good deal. Get a nice little cameo by Sportsmaster.
Of course, it's Sportsmaster.
Well, yeah, because it's but
No,
it's
he's
just
always
this idea
like in the background of something, whether it's Arrow, whether it's Titan.
Yeah. It's just the idea that it's like all these. It's working class heroes and villains, and it's like
the
villains
of the DC universe.
There's a lot of people that are really good at doing something that's useless, but if they're really, really good at doing something that's useless, they monetize it, and then they become supervillains or superheroes, one or the other.
And that was Lilith's origin.
Okay. You guys have another book you want to toss out?
Yeah, Lilith.
I guess I'll just throw out Mighty Morphin 15. What a wonderful time to be a Power Rangers fan. Come back into the fold, people. This issue, we finally get the battle between Zordon and Lord Zed on the moon! What more could you want as a Power Ranger fan?
Oh, my.
Like, this Power Rangers book, Mighty Morphin specifically, has, like, stakes. There's been Rangers that have died and not come back and things like that. It's just really good. The art's great. Storyline's great. The characterizations feel very real and visceral, like very true to the characters and how they would have evolved had the show kept going instead of, switching out characters. So just shout out to Ryan Perich and Marco Arena. They're doing a great job. And if you don't know, that's Boom Studios. I think that's the book that's keeping Boom Studios afloat, to be honest. No shade.
Okay, this book might interest you guys. Dark Ages #4.
Ooh.
Because there's kind of a Marauders angle to it, Lilith, because you get like Pirate, Nightcrawler, and the Queen of Wakanda, Storm, that basically helping refugees get to Wakanda on a ship, and
Okay.
I mean and then Charlie Esser, guess who they have protecting the port for when they like the Ghost Rider pirates show up?
Dr. Octavius.
No, a giant Scott Lang writing Fin Fang Foom.
What? Who was smoking a doobie when they wrote this? Honestly, that's so great. That's so great.
That's Tom Taylor.
Well, it's nice to see Fin Fang Foom be big again, I guess, because the last time we saw him, he had been shrunk down. So,
he's got his mojo back. It wasn't cold.
Yeah. Fin Fang Foom has had a lot of rough goes recently.
Most importantly, the snub in Shang-Chi. Most importantly.
Yeah. I think, Fin Fang Foom is like Galactus, where I think they're saving him. It's like, no, just wait. It's like Homer says, but the little guy all in white hasn't done anything yet, and his second he does, it's gonna be crazy. It's like, but he's just waiting, he's drinking his tea. And as soon as Homer turns away, you're like, ah! It's like, oh, you gotta get people ready for Fin Fang Foom by the time he shows up. So.
But yeah, it's Tom Taylor. I mean, he does a lot of fun stuff in this, and like he gets a lot of these characters, like when they're all standing around thinking like, oh, what are we gonna do with Apocalypse? And of course, Doom's the one who says, why don't we kill him and install a new roller? And everyone's like, oh yeah, what? You want to be a roller? Yeah, we know who you want to be, Roller Doom.
We're on to you, Doom. Go get your degree, you damn dropout.
Well, then he's gonna be a douche, and he's like, no, if I wanted a kingdom, I just would have taken over Wakanda. We're like, everyone's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, right, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Slow your roll there, Victor.
Acting all, oh, who me? No.
Victor's
so transparent.
Doesn't matter what universe, man. He's a fancy man in every universe.
I'll pick it up tomorrow.
I'll say this about Doom. He's very capable. But he always has to kind of...
More like candy.
He punches up while he's punching down. It's like, so long as all the other villains are kind of idiots, he's really awesome at just wiping the floor with them. But it's like, you never really see him ever...
And we're
like
not sure if those are just evolved Doom bots, to be fair. Like, I just assume it's just Evolved Doom bots. Anytime I see Doom doing something,
It's just Ultron Doom. Ultra Doom.
Little horny Doom bots.
Exactly.
Oh man,
That's
the
just
plot.
my
I don't
assumption
think
in my headcanon.
for real. That is the plot line I don't think anyone has ever actually explored yet. Is Ultra Doom, where there's the AI. You just get half of a broken Ultron AI, half of a Doom bot. They meet, they fall in love, and they create
And they
Ultra
rule
Doom.
the world.
Thank goodness Bendis isn't at Marvel anymore.
It's like when Disney and Google finally merge. It'll be the end of it.
Look, Pirate Nightcrawler.
Yes,
I
yes.
said
We all
I
love
was
Pirate
picking it up.
Nightcrawler.
You don't have to sell me anymore.
And I'm sorry, Marvel. This is the look I want Storm to have in the regular 616.
Yes.
What's she look like?
I agree.
Oh, just like the black and gold costume,
Oh,
the
black and
Queen
gold.
garb. I'm like, no, she needs this all the time.
I don't know. No Mohawk, no Storm for me.
What?
No
Mohawk
Mohawk,
Storm is
no
cool too.
Mohawk,
No.
no Storm. I mean, I'm sorry. It's like she's punk, man.
I forgot 40 years ago.
When I was a young man, Storm had a mohawk, and that was how we knew she was a rebel and would never be any good.
Where did that long shot go?
Long shot. We miss him terribly.
Get ready for X-Men 97.
Oh God. And then is there some weird thing? I saw an article today. They're doing. Is it a miniseries or something? They're doing some kind of weird thing with like the '90s X-Men. It's like, well, what if we had done the Krakoa stuff in the '90s? It's like, what?
Nobody liked the Krakoa stuff, so knock it off.
I know.
Well, I know Disney Plus is bringing back the '90s X-Men.
Oh yeah, they're doing that. That's a good idea. But I don't know if there's some comic where they're gonna like, oh, what if we did this in the '90s? It's like, no.
At this point, it has to be welfare for the writer. At this point.
For real though, you do realize that in the '90s X-Men on Disney Plus, they can have T'Challa meet Storm and fall in love and kiss.
And become the leaders of the Fantastic Four. I'm just saying.
Hey,
Yes.
in Dark Ages they have a child, so
I'm just saying it would be awesome to have that continuity built out where they're going to have
a wife.
T'Challa and Storm together, and they're going to have a
You don't gotta
and
sell
yes,
out.
they can join they can lead the Fantastic Four.
Because
Ben
soon
Grimm's-
soon we need a break. They need a break from Johnny.
They
I'm just
always
saying.
need a break.
Those two are
Honestly-
like full-time toddlers, man.
To be fair, it didn't last very long, but really that's one of my favorites is when you had who was it? It was Storm and T'Challa
And Ben
and
Johnny.
Ben Grimm and Johnny as the Fantastic, and that was like that's the best one because it's like okay, T'Challa, he'll be our smart guy, and Storm, you're at least as powerful
Keep
as
us in
Storm
line.
as
If we don't,
as
she'll
everyone
shock
else.
us with her lightning.
Yeah, I mean that was
Exactly, and it's
much
like it's just a great
yeah.
dynamic. But I guess that's always the problem with T'Challa is he has a day job. It's like, oh guys, I'm actually
They
still
just sit
king of
around
Wakanda.
inventing pimple cream
Yeah,
to live off the interest. But yeah,
Oh
I know
my.
you guys have another show to do, so Phil.
both is sobering up. All right, kids. So yes,
I was
send us
never
your.
drunk. That's the problem.
All
that's
right,
the
kids.
problem when you have too strong a liver, man. You can never get there.
Adamantium. Anyway, yes, kids. Send us your thoughts again. Like Charlie Esther says, watch the second episode of Naomi. Send us your thoughts.
Vibranium.
Hey. So yes, thoughts on Naomi, the comics, all the pop culture. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Find links, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Look at all the collectibles Lil has. Charlie Esther's in prison.
I got nothing. The bomb
She has a
shelter.
toilet,
Thank you
though,
very
so
much.
it's Marvel.
That's the hive of Scum and Villainy, New Jersey. But most importantly,
Yeah, hide what you got, otherwise people will take it.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I know you live in Florida.
Oh. Anyway, so yes, if you can, please subscribe to the Patreon. $3 to $5 gets you the exclusive content, creator interviews, Mr. DG Chichester every month. The superhero movie brackets are coming. Or
Topless movie reviews.
One of these people in one of these squares will be topless. Anyway, so or get yourself some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics sidekicks merchandise if you would like to cover your nips. So anyway, find it all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, Lil Hellfire, where can people find you bashing the internet?
Oh, okay. Just so you can mark your bingo card and hopefully you win. Blue Chew sponsor us. Exactly. If you guys want to hang out with me on the interwebs, I should be live tweeting Naomi every Tuesday at 9 o'clock from here on out until the season's over with. Over on Twitter at Lil Hellfire, Instagram Lil Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok for old people now with less Gen Z at Lil Hellfire69.
Don't pull it out unless you're going to use it. That's true for guns and penises.
Very good practical advice.
Somebody was trying to sneak it in.
Charlie Esser.
Yes, it's for Generation A subset 1, because now we've moved around the alphabet. Hey, kids and cats and kittens and dogs and fish.
Oh, right.
Hey, if you would like to write to me in an old-fashioned email way, where our mothers and our fathers and our aunts and uncles and old people from long, long ago days of yours once did, email me at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, which is what Naomi has, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet Naomi Tuesdays at 9, which is a fantastic show, at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the what? 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
The big finish.
Jazz hands. Can't slip it by me, Phil.
Hey-o! All right, kids.
Let the birth control say the sperm. See Blue Chew, sponsor us.
I would like a Blue Chew.
Wow! Give your wife something. Anyway, for another week, we have been your Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics. And then they danced.
That's right.
Time on sprockets when we dance.
Legally admissible evidence.
Mountain Dew Sparks not
Pretty
half
Gaba
bad.
and Monroe.
I'm drinking more for the Mountain Dew than the alcohol, Lil Hellfire.
What? This is lemonade. It's Mountain Dew flavored lemonade.
Ooh.
Remember, kids.
You know, Mountain Dew had a ginger ale, which I heard was fantastic, and I never got to have. But I heard it was delicious.
eBay.
That's what